Go back to where our camera is going to be to make sure we haven't accidentally overpainted that sunset we were working on. That should be fine. We can actually bring that tree line a little bit further forward, I think. We may just throw a few trees just through here, because it's mainly this part that I want to keep open. I don't want to paint trees through here because it's going to cover up our rock group, but I think a few just through here might be okay. So we'll go back to our foliage tool, back to our green trees, turn off our dead trees. I'm going to paint I'm going to undo that last paint I did. That's better. Okay, turn off our green trees. Just turn on a couple of our dead trees. I'm just going to get up behind these green trees here and paint one in there. Maybe one back here. Alright, let's get back down to our camera and check that again to make sure we haven't covered up too much. No, I think that should be okay. I'm just looking at our area through here as to whether that needs to be filled in a bit more. I didn't want to cover up that rock grouping too much, but we could place some trees behind it. So let's do that. Let's jump back here behind our rocks. And again, we're going to turn on our green trees again and turn off the dead ones. And let's just paint a few green trees back through behind our rock there. Maybe a few through here as well. That still leaves our rock formations viewable there, but just helps to fill in that empty area a bit more. I think I may just throw a couple through here as well, just to bring that forward a bit more on that ridge. Again, I don't really want to put any here because I don't want to cover up that rock. Back to where our camera is, get out of foliage mode so I can get a better idea of what I'm doing. And that should be good. We've kept our main horizon here open, but we've continued our tree line all the way around the outside back to the beginning again. Alright, so we've got our trees in. We need to start working now on our grass. So, and our ferns. So let's start with some ferns, I think. So let's turn off our trees. I have a group of ferns here. Actually, a single fern. I have this hero fern that we're using, so we'll turn that on. We may have to play with our density here. I'm just going to paint an area. I'm going to pull my brush size back as well. Just going to check how thick that is painting them through. Probably okay. I don't want to go too heavy with these ferns. We just want them in spots here and there. So I mainly want them around the bottom of the ridgeline here, which is actually back here. So I'm just going to undo that painting of those ferns. We're never going to see them back there. There's going to be grasses back there. I mainly want them around the front of the ridgeline, which is this line through here. So I'm just going to paint a few through here. Maybe some through here. Now this little mound here would make a nice grouping for them, so we'll paint them in through there. Maybe along here. We're going to paint a few amongst our rocks there and down here on this ridge. I'm going to come back in a minute and just alter the sizes of a couple of these. Right, and I have static meshes turned off, but if I turn that on I could paint the fern over the actual rock as well, which I may actually do, I think. So I'm going to turn on static meshes and that'll allow me to paint actually ferns on the rock themselves itself, so it's difficult to see. Let's go up here, maybe we can see it a bit better. And you can see that's painted these ferns in amongst the rocks. So we're just going to do that here and there. Alright, I'm going to go into selection mode and I'm going to come in here now. All of these ferns are pretty much the same size, so I'm going to go in and start scaling them up individually, so just a few here and there are larger than the others. Just at random. Always do that. Always make sure it's uniform scale, not non-uniform. We'll do the same through these, grouping through the front. Always do that. Again, these are speed tree ferns, so they are all animated, wind animated. I'm just deleting a few that look like they're a bit lost out here on their own.
I'm trying to breathe, I'm sinking underwater. I try to escape. I think I'm drowning, this feeling gets stronger, and I'm not quite ready to break. I'm trying to breathe, I'm sinking underwater. I try to escape. I think I'm drowning, this feeling gets stronger, and I'm not quite ready to break.
These will blend into the landscape a lot better when we get grass and stuff going.
I try to escape. I think I'm drowning, this feeling gets stronger, and I'm not quite ready to break. I'm trying to breathe, I'm sinking underwater. I try to escape. I think I'm drowning, this feeling gets stronger, and I'm not quite ready.
I'm going to turn the line to normal off so I don't forget when I start painting the rest of the vegetation. Actually, change what I'm turning it back on, so I'm going to go with grass next, and it's going to need to be aligned to normal. Now again, I like doing this by hand because I'm the sort of artist that likes to get in there and to the nitty gritty and get it to look the way I want it to. If you're using Unreal and you think, oh, it's really painful to go in there and do this, remember you can set your scaling here in your min and max when you're doing your painting of your burn and get the engine to do it randomly for you. You just set the minimum low and the maximum a bit higher to maybe 2, and it will randomly paint different sizes for you. Like I said, I like to go in and do it by hand though. I just like to look at what the overall landscape is to judge the size that I want for each plant. And you don't have to do every one. I'm only picking them at random here. So it's not too onerous. And I just feel it gives you a better look, a silhouette, than getting the program to do it randomly. Okay, I'm going to delete that one out there on its own and that one on its own as well.
I'm taking it all in, baby. It's breathtaking looking at you. You give me something to think on, baby. There's nothing better than being with you. These days they're driving me wild.
Always do a non-uniform scale. There we go.
Got an addiction to your ways, baby. There's nothing better than the days we share. Oh, I feel it.
Yeah, we just have a few more to do around here.
Taking it all in, baby. It's dangerous staying closer to you. You give me something to think on, baby. There's nothing better than being with you. These days they're driving me wild. You're on my mind, maybe it's for the best.
I'm just going to pull. Where am I? There we go. I lost my mouse for a minute. And again, I like to come down at eye level or camera level to do these small adjustments. It just makes it easier for me to see the silhouette. We're almost back around at the beginning again. I'm mainly making the ones in the background bigger. I mean, I'm doing a couple in the foreground as well, but it's mainly the ones in the background. Alright. So we've painted some of our ferns in all the way around to the other side. Let's start painting in maybe some grass. Before we do that though, I'm just going to take a quick break, guys, for about 2 minutes. I want to grab a fresh cup of coffee. I'll be back in just a few minutes. While I grab my coffee, I'll leave you with my Be Right Back screen, and when we come back we'll paint the grass in and start filling in the areas between our trees here. So I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, guys. Okay. So we've got our ferns painted in, our tree lines painted in with dead and live trees. What we want to do now is paint in some grass texture between the trees to fill it in a bit more. So I'm going to select my grass. I've got two different grasses here, a longer grass and a shorter grass. How can I remember which one's which? I think this is the longer one. We'll do a test paint and see. So I'm just making sure that everything else is turned off so I don't accidentally paint it in. My thick grass, that one there. Go back to our paint tool. We're starting our tree line here, so we'll start painting grass through here. No, that's the short grass. That's the wrong one. Okay. We want this one, rough grass. That's the one. We just get into an angle here where we can get a better look at the grass itself, as opposed to that colouring that Unreal is throwing everywhere. Alright. Now this grass does have a variation in the height between 1.5 and 3. But we're still going to come in and just do a bit of alteration on it after the fact once we've painted it through. I'm avoiding going down to this edge line here because I'm going to use a shorter grass through here, through the front. I mainly want this longer grass through the background. And I'm not painting it all over the landscape, I'm just painting it here and there. Making sure I have, I want to turn off static meshes here because I don't want to accidentally paint grass on the rock. I mean, you could. Grass will grow on rock, but yeah, I actually don't want to do it just here. I'm just doing a section at a time, just to have a bit more control over the way it's looking. We'll paint grass in through the trees here. Go into my forest a bit so I can see what's going on. You're going to come back out behind it. Alright. Getting above the forest so I can see my spread of the grass, see if there's any areas that look a bit barren. We are going to come back in here because we're not finishing with grass, we're going to actually add some flowering bushes as well. So I don't want to completely fill up the ground with grass. Again, all this grass is speed tree, so it does actually move in the wind. So it'll animate nicely when we do our cinematic.
sick of hearing the same story. Tales of another time. Encourage yourself, lose your strength. Get lost in between the lines. Echoes from another time. Your words will never die.
Again, I'm going to come up behind it
Words will never die.
just to make sure I've gone all the way back to the tree line.
I hear them resonate through my mind. Your words will never die. Your words will never die.
Push back to the front again. There we go. Got a bit lost there for a minute.
I'm sick of hearing you say sorry. Admitting to all of your crimes. You buried yourself, lost your strength, destroyed all the good in your life. Echoes from another time. Your words will never die. Your words will never die. Hear them resonate through my mind. Your words will never die. Your words will never die.
Remember too, this is quite a large landscape we're populating with foliage here, so we've got to make sure that we get all those little areas amongst the trees.
Your words will never die. Your words will never die.
Even if your camera doesn't come all the way back here, it's a good idea just to fill in particularly grass.
Your words will never die.
Not completely covering the textured terrain though, because we do want some bare areas.
Echoes from another time.
Again, I can get lost amongst this forest a bit.
Your words will never die. Your words will never die.
Move to the back.
Hear them resonate through my mind. Your words will never die. Your words will never die.
I think we're almost back around to the front again. Again, Unreal has a paint bucket tool here, so you could flood this area with grass, but I still prefer to do it by hand just to give it more of a unique look. Just for those impatient people that don't like to take time doing things, I'm just pointing out that there is a paint bucket tool that you can flood an area with vegetation if you want. I don't advise it though. Okay, I'm just checking through my tree line here to make sure I've painted up all the areas I need. Okay, let's get up to this rock formation. through the top of our hill here. Because we may see this with our camera, so we want to make sure that this area is covered up quite well. Okay, it looks like we're back to the beginning here again. I'm just going to jump up from the top viewport here and make sure that everything is covered in. See, there's a few areas up here it looks like I may have missed, so... mainly the top of this hill. Again, I'm not going to go all the way back because the camera's never going to come back in here. Alright, let's switch over to our shorter grass now, so the thick grass cluster. And that one I want to mainly use on the edges along here. So we'll jump back over to this side. And we haven't done anything with our middle section here, we'll leave that till last. I'm going to pull up on my density a bit as well. I'm actually going to pull up on the density a bit more.
coming round the corner. We man the barricades to return the finest end. And I pray the wise man shows us hard from holy. Oh, we give
Right.
strength to find our destiny.
I'm going to go back into selection mode now, and I'm just going to go through and just select a couple of these grass clumps. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to scale just 1 and 2 here a bit larger. And just in spots, just to make it look like some of it's overgrown a bit higher. I'm not going to go all the way through the forest. I'm only concentrating on the outer edges here. And I'm not doing all of them, I'm only doing a few. The same sort of thing I did with the fern. It just helps to break up the silhouette so everything doesn't look like it's all laying on one plane. Some of them are higher than the others. I'm going to do the same thing with this shorter grass at the front as well, just a couple here and there.